Hey everybody, it's Reaper again with part 2 of Coffin/Cemetery covers for this month of October 2023. And yes, we still have the lights up. What the hell, right? So let's continue. This part is strictly for slabs. So let's get to it. Yeah, put this thing down lightly so it doesn't knock over everything. Believe me, this is a pain to set up. But here we have Vault of Horror number 15. Nice 5.0 copy. I'd like to upgrade to a 6 or a 6.5 one day, but that's just me. Here we have hands coming out of the ground, probably out of a coffin. I guess it's this guy, Abner Dune. This book right here, it's cool, but this is the first and only time where the Vault of Horror logo, the horror part, has almost like wrinkles on it, throughout the rest of it. The other one has wrinkles too in its own way, but it's a little different. You'll probably see, I have other Vault of Horror books I'll show you, but this is the only issue that has horror done that way. Then they go to number 16 and they get rid of that. Not a bad book. I mean, it's not one of those, it's not like so in your face cemetery scary. It's just pretty cool. Here's the cemetery one. Tales from the Crypt, number 28. This is I think this is Bargain in Death, the name of the story, where this guy's buried alive. How creepy that is. Pretty cool cover, though. And for anybody that knows, this is obviously a Feldstein cover, but you can see the background, right? Pay attention to this background with the next book I'm going to show. It looks very similar, with the tree and the stuff off the tree, and obviously some of the gravestones, not the obelisk one, but some of the gravestones. You'll see something a little familiar, but pretty cool book. I was able to upgrade this about 3 years ago. I had a 3.0 copy, and the 6.0 came up, and I was like, hell yeah. It's a nice 6.0. It really is. But again, just pay attention to this. And like I said, with the next one, Tales from the Crypt, number 23. See? It's almost like this is happening in the background of the other book, because it's drawn by Feldstein. It has almost like the same thing, except for the obelisk, with the same sort of cemetery placement, tombstone placement, and all that. So it's pretty cool. And like what I was saying in the last video, the zombie with Tales from the Crypt number 23, I think he first shows up right here. And then he shows up again in 23. He's coming out of the coffin. And then he's in 24, pulling the guy down into the swamp. So a lot of similarities with Feldstein when it comes to the zombie and the cemetery background. It's practically the same thing. Pretty cool. Before I get this was an upgrade. I had a 5.0 restored copy. And the only reason why it was restored is because it had a piece added. And the piece that was added was on the back. And I was just like, well, I'll just have that piece removed. I don't care if it goes down. It'll probably go down to a 4.0 or something like that. I'll get rid of the restoration. But before I could even do that, this book popped up on eBay many, many years ago. And I was like, well, and I won it. And I won it for a steal because it was one of those books that was up like around 5 in the morning. And I guess a lot of the people weren't up at 5 in the morning to make that last bid. But I was. Pretty cool. I know it's a CBCS, so, take that grade for what it's worth. Whatever, All right, here we go. Let's get some Haunt of Fears going here. We had some Crypt. Now let's have some Haunt of Fears. This is the first appearance of the Old Witch, but, it's not a cemetery cover, but it is somewhat of a coffin cover. I just had to include it because obviously there's a coffin. They were going to drive a stake through the vampire's heart. And again, the same thing with that. Oh, where could the vampire be? There he is. Pretty cool. And, pretty cool. I like the yellow backgrounds. You didn't see too many of them back in the day. I know Weird Science had a few yellow covers, and and of course Vault of Horror had a few yellow background covers, but you don't really see it too well. But I think it goes very well with this, with the bluish print here. Really cool. Yeah, again, first appearance of the Old Witch. Here we have another Haunt of Fear. Haunt of Fear seems to have a lot of coffin covers. Haunt of Fear number 15. I guess the Lud dearly departed is now coming out of his coffin, scaring the hell out of this woman and everybody else there. Pretty cool. This was a heritage win I got about maybe 3 years ago, something like that, 2 years ago. I'll probably want to upgrade it to maybe about like a 6 or something like that. But whatever, it's pretty cool to have. Here is another Haunt of Fear and another Coffin cover. We have Haunt of Fear number 6. I think this is a pretty cool cover. It's subtle. It takes place in a funeral home, and then you see the eyes and the hand or claws creeping out of the coffin, getting ready to, I guess, attack this couple. It's probably the guy that's in the coffin was probably killed by this guy, and now he wants revenge. It's typical EC story. But this was an upgrade. I had a 3.0 copy, and I think I upgraded it earlier in the year. Got a good deal on it. So again, 4.5s are fine, but I've noticed that I've been moving toward 5.5s and 6s for ECs as I try to upgrade. All right, we still have a few left. Now we're going to get into Vault of Horror. Recent upgrade. Remember I said in the beginning of the... I said in the last video when it came to werewolf covers, I believe, right? I didn't show a werewolf cover in this video, did I yet? Anyway, I said that the Tales from the Crypt 35 is probably the best EC werewolf cover because the werewolf is intimidating, he's right in your face, all that stuff. But I like this one a lot. But he's not very intimidating. He's still thinking like a human and looks very cartoonish. That's one of the reasons why I like this so much. It had a cartoonish look to it. Johnny Craig's drawing had cartoonish looks to it, which I liked. But this is not in this video because it's a werewolf. It just happens to be a werewolf. But he's in a cemetery. So, and it's a cool cemetery, nice, very subtle, but the way the clouds are going in against the moon and all that stuff. Pretty cool copy. This is an upgrade. I had a 4.0. I have a 6.0 now. So, nice upgrade. A few more. So, that was the last EC for this video. I know it dominated. EC kind of dominated both of these videos, the Raw and the Slab. But we have a few non-EC books coming up. So let's take a look at them. This is a really cool book. Adventures into Terror number 30. It's 3.5. Want to upgrade it one day, but we'll see. Doesn't show up that much. Here we have a cool cemetery, a cover with the creatures coming out, getting ready to extract revenge or something to that effect. Adventures into Terror number 30. Again, a book, Atlas book, that you typically don't see. You'll find some of those EC books that I've showed in all my videos more than you would see this one. So, pretty cool. And again, trying to get it at a higher grade is hard. Not just financially, but just finding it in a higher grade. Here's a cool one. Dark Mysteries number 16. It's not one of the more controversial covers from this series, but I thought it's a cool cover. Not only is it a cemetery cover, it's a hanging cover. This skeleton hanging this one guy, Bolton or whatever the hell it is. Pretty cool. My friend Mike had this for sale. Back in the spring or in the winter or whenever the hell it was. I don't remember. And I saw this and I was like, oh my God, I never saw this before. This is something I definitely got to get. And I did. And that's one of the beauties of pre-code horror. Outside of EC, at least for me, sometimes I see covers like The Men's Adventures 26, like Dark Mysteries here, like Thing 15, right? That's a great Halloween cover, but it doesn't fit into the theme of any of the videos I'm doing now. Maybe I'll do a strict Halloween theme book video, I don't know, but I think these are good enough. But anyway, like what I'm saying, sometimes you see books that you never thought, you never heard of, never saw before. Just being so stuck in one genre of comic book collecting. It's really nice to see stuff like this. It really is. And all of that applies to the very last book I'm going to show you in this video. Let me just get this one out of the way. And let me show you probably one of my favorite covers. It's just, never knew something like this existed. But here it is. Mystery Tales number 19, a 3.5. Yeah, I'd like to upgrade it soon, but this book is pricey. It's pricey because it is well known. Great cemetery, great zombie cover from Atlas. EC gets a lot of credit for pre-code and all that stuff, but I'll tell you though, Marvel, before they became Marvel, when they were Atlas, before they went the superhero route, they had some crazy covers in the 50s, early 50s. And this is one of them. Great zombie cover. In my graveyard, there walks a corpse. And there he is. See if we get a little bit of a close-up of this beauty. I know you're getting glare, but there he is. Harry Anderson cover, for those that know who he is. I mean, I was unfamiliar with his work. Because, you know, like I said, Harry Anderson wasn't one of the EC guys. He wasn't one of the Marvel 60s Silver Age guys. So, you know, I don't know. But when you go into the pre-code stage, that's when he becomes a little more famous. Well, anyway, thank you for watching this part 2 of Cemetery/Coffin covers. I hope you enjoyed this video series. And again, leave in the comments what you think, what you like the best, or what you like that I didn't show. Whatever. It'd be interesting to hear. If I don't make another video until then, happy Halloween, and thanks for watching.